Hi everyone, this is the E-mini Nasdaq. I'm using a 1000 tick chart and a 21 EMA. I started trading at 8 Central Time, which is this area right here. I've got my overnight high level here and my overnight low down here. These are our key levels for the day. And so anyway, starting right here, we've already got these two legs up. It blasted on through them. Now with this uptrend right here, it doesn't hold for very long. It's, and it doesn't look like a typical uptrend because it starts off with these, this big spike up. But clearly you have one leg here, and so it is a valid trend. And when we push up here, like I said, starting right here, we just immediately started going sideways. This formed our overnight high, and it is good to be able to read through the chop. Now you see here on this green bar before taking off up there, notice how you have a second entry. It's not very clear because it's choppy, but starting from here you have a move down, then you have a correction, and then a second leg down before pushing up. Now I don't think it's a good long there, even though you have a second entry long and it's holding on the EMA, it's closing above. You did just push off of the overnight high and it's really sideways, so it's not ideal, but it does end up going up. So I just wanted to show that even though it's choppy, it's still making second entries before taking off. So anyway, just wanted to show that. Now we push on up here, and I do want to mention, considering we did just push through this measured move and form the overnight high, this is a common reversal area. We could have formed, the ES looked kind of similar in this area. We could have looked for a failed second entry, and if that had formed, then we could have taken it. We just would have needed room to this trend line right here. And so anyway, that doesn't happen. We just push on up right here, we break out the highs, and we fade back in. So when you break out of an overnight level or a range level, you don't want to just buy the breakout just because you see it breaking out strong. Price is most likely going to attempt to fade back in. So if you want to buy a breakout, you just have to wait on two clear attempts to fade, and then you can look to buy the breakout. But in this case here, we just fade on in. We find resistance at that previous support level. We push on up, or I guess I should say we find support at that support level. We push on up and retest that, and we form this failed second entry right here. So notice, starting from here, we have first entry long, second entry long, failure. It's a failed second entry coming off of a fade of the overnight, which that sounds really good, but this trend line right here is blocking that entry. You can see that the entry is right here, and unfortunately it's being blocked by this trend line. So it looks so good just looking at it like that, but obviously you can't enter right into that. If this had set up like over here outside of this trend line, then yeah, this looks good. But unfortunately it just didn't happen for us. So we push on lower here, it does end up working. Notice we get these two legs down here. So you have your first leg down, and then your break, and then your second leg down, and then notice right at that measured move, price starts to reverse. We make this double bottom and start pushing up. Of course, when we first attempt up, we're still within this trend here, so we make that double bottom and then have that real push out there, that real break of this trend. So anyway, we meet that measured move and we get these two legs up here. So notice we're retesting this previous resistance level up here, two legs back, two-legged break of this channel, and what's it forming? It's forming a failed second entry. So starting from up here, just like at first, starting from there, you formed that small second entry or failed second entry. Now you're forming a bigger picture one. You have first entry long and then second entry long failure. So it's just a big picture failed second entry, retesting that previous resistance level with a very bearish reaction. A limit order is needed in this case, but as long as you have room and can get in, this looks really great. I really like this trade, and yeah, I just like to look at them because it looks so clear. First entry long, second entry long, failure, clear retest. Also, this uptrend has a break, so uptrend, break, and then first attempt higher, second attempt higher, failure. So this uptrend, when you get a break, you can expect price to attempt a new high. You have your two attempts at a new high. Now, obviously, you can push lower, continue this trend, and you can make an even bigger picture attempt at a new high, but you do have to stick with what you're presented with. So anyway, uptrend played out. That looked great. I love that trade so much. So anyway, we push on lower here. Now notice how at first we had these two legs down and then reversed right on that measured move for that correction, but what it was forming on a bigger picture was one leg down. So these two legs combine into one leg, and then this is our break, and then we start our second leg down. So 2 legs down, measured move is still in play, and we find this bounce right here. Now when we bounce and we still have the measured move in play, I would like to see 2 legs back so that way we can look for a short to reach that measured move. But in this case here, we just get a 1 sharp leg up to the key entry point, so nothing there. But then when we get this bounce here, we are starting to make a 2-legged move. Now we have that measured move in play. It started to get very choppy, kind of holding above the EMA, and then started to break the resistance, so it's not ideal. Even when it closed down to here, started pushing lower, we did clearly have this right here, but I also didn't like how it was just breaking out of this resistance and then getting choppy. So unfortunately, there's really nothing to like about this trade right here. But if it had just pushed up, even if it had broken out and pushed up and had a strong reaction, if it just wasn't so choppy, then and also of course had room to down here, then we could have gotten something. But unfortunately, it just did not work out. So anyway, we push on lower here, find resistance right here, clearly forming this up. We push up, make this higher low, but really we're just going into this range right here. So you don't want to enter into that. You're clearly forming resistance right there. We push on lower here, no way to get in on a move down there. Of course, you don't want to enter right into that support, and then at this point here, you're entering into these lows. You're not off of anything. There's no reason to go short. We bounce here, we push on up. Now when we push on up and get a sharp push above, we can look for a reversal pattern. We have this measured move, it's not met, but you have, after the break of that first leg, you have the first attempt at it, second attempt at it right here, and then it's failing, pushing above. So you can look for a reversal pattern, but in this case, it just doesn't happen. It just cranks on higher, just keeps on going up without any entries. We're just getting these shallow corrections to the EMA, not even reaching the EMA. And so anyway, we push on up, we break out of the overnight high, and it's pretty clear at this point that we're making a second big picture leg up. And so you would want to get in on the second leg because it's very clear that you're making a 2-legged move up. But unfortunately, we just don't get anything. So we push on out, we break out, and we attempt to fade back in. Now, like I said, you don't want to just buy a breakout because it's closing out and breaking out of the highs. You want to wait for 2 clear attempts. Now at this point here, you do have 2 attempts because you can see from here you have first entry long, second entry long, but it's basically completely sideways right there. Even when it's getting bullish, I still don't like it. It ends up not triggering, but it doesn't matter. It's just completely sideways at that point. Now, when you have a 2-legged move, the second leg, depending on context, it doesn't have to be a measured move, but considering that it is a smaller second leg and it's choppy, you don't really want to combine that. So unfortunately, nothing there. We push on up, make a new high, start taking off lower. Now, when we push in and fade down like this, I would just want to get a failed second entry, kind of like, kind of like on the ES. I was thinking about talking about the ES. I kind of just want to stick to the NQ in this video. But on the ES, at the end of the day, I had a possible reversal pattern drawn out because I was also expecting a reversal on that because we're coming off the overnight high. So we could get something like that, push lower here, a couple legs back. The NQ has been faster today, so we are more likely to still get that on the NQ than on the ES today. So if we get a nice failed second entry, push lower, a couple legs back, retesting, then yeah, we can get a short. But yeah, I'm probably just going to be done for the day. I might stick around for a little bit and trade a little longer, but I doubt that I'm going to be seeing a full-on reversal pattern. So anyway, that's going to do it for this video. I hope it helped out in some way, and thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.